Welcome back to Running Free with JH. Today's quote of the week is, "Make sure your worst enemy does not live between your ears." Lard Hamilton. Now with this quote, I so really admire it and appreciate it because it's so true about sometimes how I feel about the things I'm doing. I've had the same thing happen on a long run, in a race. I've had the same thing happen in college and everything. When people around me told me I could do this, you can do it, keep going, one step at a time. And I kept going, I don't know. I don't think I can do this. I wasn't made to do this. I'm not cut out to do this. I wasn't born to do this. It's just not for me. All the negative thoughts that come in your brain, at least come in my brain sometimes, even though I've done something in the past, come in there. And especially when you do an undertaking that's brand new to you. You take up a sport, you have that new job, you meet someone for the first time, friend, lover, whatever it is, you get nervous, like, is it true? Can this be possible? I don't know. It worked out for them, but can it really work for me? And we have the negative thoughts. And sometimes our worst critic, like I just said, and like a lot of people talk about, it's between here, our brain. We have to do something about our brains. And I know I talk a lot about Tony Robbins because he was inspirational for me. Him, Zig Ziglar, Eric Thomas, a lot of those guys talk about how you have to get the negative thoughts out of your brain. Most people say, how do you do that? And I have asked that question many times myself, and the only way I come up with is you have to take the negativity with positivity. So when I'm doing something, a long run, work, or anything else, I'm always thinking to myself, you can do this. Why can you do this? Because you've done these other things and you thought they were possible and you proved yourself wrong. Let's not prove the naysayers out there who could be continuing to give to your negative brain going, you can't do something, go, I can. I'll break it down into small chunks and I can do this. Because if we don't, you're going to always give energy to that negative feeling, that negative thought in your process. Think of you have the angel on one hand and the devil on the other, concept that we saw in cartoons as a kid. You don't need to have that. And with me in this quote, I really like to think on the things that have got me through it. Because that's the only way I get through the days sometimes when I do feel the negative thoughts coming in. Because they're going to come regardless. When I was in the military and I was doing some hard training, there were times I can't make it. Even the instructors told you, you can't do this. And it wasn't to tell you that you couldn't do it. It was to help you see the negative thoughts and also weed you out of the way. But if you take those negative thoughts and turn them inside and say, you know what, I can do this. You are not the owner of me. Your negative thoughts are not the owner of me. It's mind over matter, right? Mind over body. The mind can do what you want to do. The body will follow what the mind does. So let's not keep our negative thoughts inward. Let's take those negative thoughts that come in and let's have them be repurposed and re-thrown out there as a positive. Remember, make sure your worst enemy does not live between your ears, because that is the biggest thing that cripples us in our life. And if we keep doing that, we won't grow as a species. Do you think Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, George Washington, everyone who did big things in this world, you think they kept the negative thoughts in their brains? No, they had the negative thoughts that were there. Yes, they didn't think it was going to happen. They didn't think it was possible, but they said, what if I'm wrong? So let's ask that question. What if I'm wrong about the negative and the positive is the right one? The only way to find out is to keep moving forward and to try what you're too scared to do. Remember, take fear and dance with it and go to the other side. Because it doesn't have to be the negativeness in between your brain. Use that as a push through, as a way to feed your body and mind to be, I can do it. That's my thoughts for this week's on the quote of the week. Please leave your comments below on how you feel about this quote and the things that you think about with your friends and family and everything about the quote. You can always email me at runningfreewithjh@gmail.com. Have a great day.